So, guys, we're here today not to talk about Quest for Peace, but we're here to talk about the new Spider-Man trailer. So, a lot of people, first of all, that trailer actually broke the all-time 24-hour record that was formerly held by, help me out here, guys, was it?
Maybe Endgame, I thought.
Maybe it was Endgame. I think it was the second trailer for Endgame. It broke the all-time record by a mile. I'm going to go ahead and Google this so I don't look like an idiot on my channel here.
I mean, it was the thing. It almost does make me sad because while we're building up the hype for Shang-Chi to be coming out, you do have a lot of MCU fans who are just going, "Where's the No Way Home trailer? Well, I want to see Spider-Man." It's like you fools! You have a perfectly great superhero. You got a perfectly great hero. Like, be patient. And so I mean, and it's a part of me, even though I was excited to see the trailer, was feeling kind of bad for all the Shang-Chi stuff to be kind of pushed away from people's minds. People not acting like it matters.
By the way, the former record holder was Avengers Endgame. It doesn't specify in this article whether or not it was the first or second trailer, but it was 289 million views within 24 hours. Spider-Man Far From Home, 24 hours, 355 million. So it literally smashed that record. I don't know if that says that the world as a whole is becoming more, like we're more of an audience that tunes in on YouTube or the internet or whatever. We're becoming that more and more. I don't know if it speaks more to that or if it speaks more to just the mass interest in this movie. I think it's a little bit of both, though, honestly, if it was me. I think that we are gradually going towards YouTube and streaming more and more, but also there is a lot of interest and hype behind this film. Any film where you're going to be bringing back Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, along with some of the beloved villains, like there's rumors of William Dafoe coming back as Doc.
Oh, no, he's there. We heard him laugh.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's him.
I mean, that's the thing of the trailer. It confirmed what everyone was believing to be true, which was Alfred Molina's Doc Ock coming back, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. And, we get hints of Electro, which Jamie Foxx coming back, possibility of the Lizard and Sandman, and possibly there's no Mephisto. There is no Mephisto in this movie.
Just let it go, Jason. Let it go.
Dude, it's not happening.
Listen, it's one more day. It's Mephisto. That's not Doctor Strange.
Okay, I seriously, I want to write a book about this era of Marvel movies, and it's going to be called "The Boy Who Cried Mephisto." Okay, and it's just about like how everyone saw and came up with these theories, and then how they let themselves down. It's going to be fascinating.
Mephisto guaranteed going to be in Spider-Man. No way.
There's no guarantee. I mean, it's. I don't know why you want him to be. There is no confirmed. It's not happening.
Yeah, you know what I want to see in the next trailer? I want to see the end of the trailer, the last 10 seconds, 15, not Mephisto. I want to see Tom Holland land, take his mask off, say some type of dialogue that's witty or whatever, and then right next to him, Tobey Maguire takes his mask off. Then to this side, or maybe Tobey Maguire can be the last reveal, but something like that would be just glorious.
I get a feeling at this point, because we're in September and the movie comes out in December, I get the feeling that they're going to just say, we're not going to show them until the movie. Like, everyone already is believing it. Like that, the moment in the movie theater of seeing Toby, Andrew, and Tom all there together is going to just elicit such a cheer and such excitement that I don't think they or anyone would want them to ruin it with a trailer. Like, we get it. Like, I think
is it going to ruin it though? Is it really going to ruin it?
I mean, I think in some way, because it's the one thing that has not been officially confirmed.
Yeah, but
they
it's
have
the worst kept secret in Marvel history.
Right. But again, like that's the thing with this trailer, even though I think it's a great trailer, is that really the only thing it did was confirm what we already knew, And so the idea of just letting that moment, because the moment they show up is going to, it's the Cap lifting Mjolnir. It's the Avengers assemble. It is that moment that everyone is going to just lose their minds. And I don't once you release that, that lightning out of that bottle, you can't put it back. And the second we have a trailer that shows them and confirms that they're in it, you're not going to have that moment in the trailer.
The biggest difference
in the movie
is no one anticipated that Cap was going to pick up Mjolnir, much less use the, bring lightning down from the skies. Nobody saw that coming. Everyone knows, at least within our little comic book nerd bubble, knows that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is going to be in this movie. If they're not in this movie, we're going to riot. We're going to burn the theater down.
Well, that's the thing. Also, it's people just getting so hyped about this movie that you almost are afraid that it's not going to be any of the hype, that people are building for themselves. I mean, people did that with WandaVision.
People did that with Batman versus Superman too.
People do it with a lot of things. They get in their mindset. Jason's shaking his head. There he is, shaking his head when it comes to BVS, one of the greatest superhero films of all time.
Gotta keep it PG.
I'm only saying that because I know it's getting him a little. I'm seeing the smoke come from his ears.
Jason, you seem like you want to say something. Go ahead and tell us.
A little tense.
Well, okay. One, everybody who's going to see this movie is going. They're going. So there's no need to spoil it. You remember we had this conversation about something different, but because as you said it in the last video, I am a wrestling super fan. Everyone and their mom knew CM Punk was coming back, but yet you were still I don't want to get it fooled. I wanted to be surprised. So, and the surprise was better than them showing us that he was coming. So I think that's what you got to do. You do it just like CM Punk does.
We'll see what happens. I mean,
it will be the greatest moment in Marvel history, especially when they go to fight Mephisto. And
now I'll say this: if I could, if the scene were to play out in the way that I think it would be interesting to see it play out, it looks like on that bridge we'll be having a confrontation between Molina's Doc Ock and Defoe's Green Goblin. I'm wanting him to be fighting them, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be fighting them, and then he is joined by either just Tobey's or both of them in that moment to beat them back, and it's just them in their suits, they're fighting, and then after the fight, there's a little bit of calming down, and then they remove their masks. I don't know if this is just me, but if Tobey Maguire removes his mask and it's him, if Tom Holland's response to seeing his face is to be
you're really old,
or I was gonna say he looks at him and says, Uncle Ben.
Yo, that'd be good. I'd like that.
So, and then that's and if I were making the movie, I think you would have in the beginning of the movie where you're showing kind of his Peter wrestling with what to do now. Maybe you have a scene between him and Aunt May, and he's looking at a picture of her and Uncle Ben and him together, and you don't see Uncle Ben's face, but they start they're finally referencing him by name, because that's one thing I want them to do. I don't need to see Uncle Ben die and him get bitten by the spider, but I would at least like these moments referenced, and because they happened. Where did he get bitten by the spider? Was it as an Oscorp facility, or was it
that is a mystery right now currently with the Tom Holland version. We don't know how exactly it happened, which I'm sure it's similar to how it happened in the previous two trilogies or whatever. But yeah, it's an exciting time to be a comic book fan. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do this. And there is still the possibility, guys, believe it or not, that Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire do not show up in this film. How bananas would that be?
I think I would be disappointed.
I would be beyond disappointed. Like I would be mad almost.
It's crazy because
Angry.
I think there would be disappointment because mainly not only because they're delving into the multiverse, but because they're having actors who played these villains, whether or not they're continuations from that or if they're variants in some way, because that's one thing. It's like, I wouldn't want them to cheapen those old movies by just being like, hey, they didn't actually die. Maybe the Molina and Defoe and Fox and stuff, they come from universes where they had fought that Spider-Man and they won.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what they're going to use to explain everything. Like, oh, this is a variant of Green Goblin, and this is Tobey Maguire is a variant of Spider-Man. I think they're going to use that. They're going to lean into that for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a crazy kind of thing because I'm trying to tell myself it's like now if they're not in the movie. It's okay to be upset, but then you're gonna have to judge the movie just on what they give you, not by what you want.
Yeah, and that's a big problem, I think, for all of us, Marvel fans, movie fans, period. We build up these expectations in our brain, and a lot of times, if what happens in the film isn't what we envisioned in our mind, we get disappointed. And that's something that we all need to not do. But I guess it's hard sometimes, especially for movies like this. What?
WandaVision.
Hey, you know
Jason's
what?
just banking on that Mephisto.
It's gonna happen.
I enjoyed WandaVision. I had a good time with it.
I did too. I think that they did purposefully mislead people. I mean, the fact that you cast Evan Peters, and get him, that people are thinking that this is multiverse stuff and that you're bringing over X-Men. That's what you're doing. They've trolled us before, so I know that they're capable of it, and they know that they have us, and they know we're gonna see this stuff regardless. So, but at the same time, I think like Kevin Feige is such a huge fan, like everyone else. I don't know if they would go this far, because also they know how much, especially Maguire, means to like the internet and stuff. Like him and his movies have become such like internet culture and memes and stuff that just seeing him and like people are just gonna be like, oh my god, it's happening. My childhood. I mean, 2002 Spider-Man is like one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. It holds a special place in my heart, and so seeing him on the screen, it's going to be emotional. They got to know what that means to people.
I just cannot imagine a world where they don't have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I cannot. Not with all the things that they're doing.
I feel the same, but don't forget, it's still a possibility because Marvel or Disney has not officially confirmed that that's going to happen.
Also, back to my ramblings of why Mephisto's coming. Okay. I think they've been doing breadcrumbs for a minute there because we had Ralphie, who is very clearly Mephisto. That's who she's talking about. Even though we didn't see it, it's very clearly Mephisto.
Ralph Boner?
No, her husband, Ralph. And
Ralph Boner.
Oh, no, that's another Ralph.
She's always like, my Ralph likes this.
Oh, God.
The only thing. Okay, so that's one. Two, in Loki, that stained glass window where the little boy's talking to the devil is, what else do you need? And now you've got Doctor Strange acting a little un-Doctor Strange-like.
Acting very Doctor Strange-like.
Opening up the multiverse. I think it's Mephisto.
Don't forget, Jason, back in 2013 in Iron Man 3, somebody said, "What the devil?" So that's got to be Mephisto. It's got to all be leaning towards it.
John,
Spider-Man's suit is red. What else is red?
The devil, Mephisto.
Blood. What else do you use blood for? Satanic rituals. Who else does satanic rituals?
The devil.
Zendaya's Mephisto.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a fair enough point. But you got to give me the stained glass window in Loki. Like you cannot argue with that.
I can.
You know what? I think at this point,
I didn't say it would be a good argument. I'm just saying I can.
I think they're going to sprinkle that stuff in there just to be a troll at this point. You know, for people like Jason who are still
just to mess with me.
Yeah, just people like Jason that are clinging on to that possibility that there might be a Mephisto reference or also Mephisto's coming.
Also, I want to say this. In the we didn't get to talk about this in the 10 Rings. It kind of made me sad. The beacon that's coming off from the 10 Rings, I think that's Galactus. I think that's what that's leading to is Galactus.
Maybe.
Played by Nicolas Cage.
I don't see it. Hey, Nicolas Cage was in 2007's Ghost Rider, which featured
who is coming
Mephisto.
Into the Marvel Universe.
I only care about the Robbie Reyes.
How did this video devolve into a Mephisto theory?
Because it's a Marvel
because
video, and every single Marvel video has to delve into Mephisto. I'm pretty sure people see Mephisto in the Eternals trailer.
Well, no, okay, but on all seriousness aside, the story that they're doing is One More Day. Like, that's what No Way Home looks like. It looks just like One More Day.
It has similarities, but I mean, I'm just saying, I don't.
Jonathan, do you know what One More Day is?
Look, when has the MCU ever been super faithful to any of its source material?
Infinity War.
Yeah, but there was a lot of changes, I'm sure.
Infinity, but it's pretty much it's the Infinity.
That's got a lot of differences.
They take bits and pieces. Yeah, there's no Adam Warlock. There's a lot of things missing from what the
but it's the basic same. They take the principle of the story.
Yeah, they take some things that worked and they
But the principle of the story with One More Day is that he's having to change something about his life. And
he's having to change something about his life because everyone knows he's Peter Parker.
Yes, but I'm saying that's the constant, not Mephisto, the thing of having to change his life. And I think if you're already introducing multiverse things, having Mephisto I think that's just a little too much to be including in there.
It would be I can't believe Doctor Strange is going to be the one that, destroys everything he's supposed to protect. Just to do a spell.
He hasn't. No, he hasn't. He protects reality, not space-time. I've said this before. Like the multiverse, and he figures he can he can fix it. That's always been his thing. Like he can, whenever he was just a doctor, I can fix anything, And so when it comes to the spell, that's why he's winking at Peter after Wong leaves. He's like, I got this. He's too much of a worrywart because it's a simple spell. The only reason it goes crazy is because of Peter.
I think there's more to that as well. I think I don't think we've seen that full sequence. But to me, it would be the equivalent of them doing, for example, the Infinity War story. And Thanos not being the main bad guy.
I don't see that as the same thing.
Why?
Because Thanos is doing Thanos's whole thing is the gathering of the Infinity Stones in general.
Mm-hmm. He's the main bad guy of that story.
But he's the one who's gathering them in the first place. You can have another entity the world knows he's Spider-Man for a different reason than they knew he was Spider-Man in the comics.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the Soviet Accords in the comics.
Yeah. And the only reason he went to Mephisto in the comics is because Aunt May got shot.
Yeah, he went to Doctor Strange in that story first, and Doctor Strange told him he couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but the reason he's going now, it's not because, to our knowledge, no one has been hurt, but he just doesn't want to deal with this.
Well, no, he says a lot of people's lives are being ruined. And we see Ned in jail, or Ned in the interrogation room, and Aunt May in the interrogation room. That's
because it's revealed of his secret identity has been revealed. So obviously all of his friends are accomplices. Even Ned, like you said, he's
exactly
the man in the chair. He's an accomplice.
So we have a prime reason for One More Day.
But we don't have any reason for Mephisto. They're just the idea. Marvel.
Okay, look.
Yes,
Time
but
out.
we haven't seen
Time
him
out.
in the CU. Like there's
Marvel,
no reference to
Marvel
this.
never once would ever make a movie, put out a major motion picture that's just exactly like the comic book. It would be foolish because all the comic book fans even would be like, well, that was just like the comic, you know?
Well,
And
I'm not saying that things aren't going to change. I am saying it would be the equivalent of doing Infinity War and having the villain be someone other than Thanos collecting the stones. It would be.
I
villains,
personally
are
don't see
clear
it the
from
same.
the trailer.
I think in comparison to those two stories, a small part of me understands what you're saying, but I do think it's different. I do think it's
when
different.
they're fighting on the train, when Strange is doing the train fight scene or whatever, he's not wearing the cloak.
And
his cleaner is Mephisto.
No, I'm thinking
He knew he needs
that
the cloak,
Mephisto,
so he didn't.
and to be fair, I wouldn't be completely shocked if the Mephisto reveal wasn't until after the credits. Like it was Mephisto pretending to be Strange.
I just don't see them doing that again because they already did that kind of thing in Far From Home.
I guess, but
because you had Fury the whole time, and then it was revealed to be Talos. I don't foresee
but
them.
That was not a sinister thing. I think this is a sinister thing, and it sets up for the Marvel Knight show that they're doing, and like Moon Knight and all that stuff. Because Moon Knight kind of go and Blade. We're getting vampires and stuff. Like they have to give us Mephisto at some point in time in that underworld.
I mean, I think we'll get Mephisto at some point. I do not think Mephisto is involved in the story of No Way Home.
Well,
nor would he fit in that well to me at all. I mean, like
No Way Home is one more day.
Yeah, but
you don't know that, Jason.
No way. But
you
again,
don't know that.
One more day happened in the midst of years of comic history of Mephisto being an established entity. Okay, if people go see this movie, all right, the whole movie plays out, right? And then you see Doctor Strange, like they fix everything, and then he changed. Like we see Doctor Strange transform into Mephisto. Everyone's just gonna be like, "Wait, why'd he do that?" Like Mephisto, like I mean, that's one reason. Like people don't like. I'm sure people don't like One More Day for a multitude of reasons.
Oh, it's not a good story at all.
But we have no like. We just be left with like confusion as to like, well, why did this devil creature want to do all this to Spider-Man?
If
like,
I barely know who Mephisto is, if I barely know who Mephisto is, what do you think my parents are going to think? What do you think the casual Marvel fan, they're going to be like, is that Satan? Is that the devil? Like,
I'll tell you what,
why is the devil a bad guy?
The Brookhaven movie theater is going to have a field day. I told you the devil was in the MCU.
Casual audiences, it'll be like, okay.
Why do you need to build this character outlook towards WandaVision?
You need to you need to build this character is what he's trying to say. Why do you think
there was such a negative outpouring towards the end of WandaVision?
For what, Mephisto?
I think there was a large portion of the audience who thought
there was
Mephisto was
very okay. Time out. You have to remember, me, Seth, Jason. We are a part of a tiny little bubble. Don't forget, we are the minority. Okay. Casual movie audiences ask questions like this. Oh, that's the new Avengers movie. Is Wonder Woman going to be in that? Like. Literally, okay. So you're dealing like
now. I'll say this:
build this up to make it pay off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to just be revealed at the end of the movie. It was Mephisto, and then he's going.
Now I will say this though.
Devil. That would be so undevil-like to trick somebody.
I will give you this, Jason. In the first Avengers film, we had Loki as the bad guy, and then in the post credits, we are greeted to Grimace. Okay, and people go, "Who the hell is that?" And
here's funny story.
The most Google thing was, "Who is the guy at the end of the Avengers?"
Exactly.
So like,
in the theater whenever that happened, when Thanos popped up on the screen, I didn't know who he was. I'll be honest. And also, somebody right next to me asked, "Who is that? Hellboy?" But go ahead.
I remember someone going, Thanatos. And I was like,
Thanatos.
I'm like, he's got the spirit, but he's not quite there yet. But I could see them, maybe during the multiversal things, this allows Mephisto to break free and to lead into Multiverse of Madness and things happen. But I'm saying what I'm ultimately saying is that the events of the film are not happening because of Mephisto's influence. Like he is not causing the stuff to happen. I think the ultimate cause of it will be simply him trying to reverse the situation and then them having to fix. I mean, and there's a lot of things we don't know because if you look in the trailer, at one point, like it looks like Doctor Strange and him are fighting over this box thing, and it's like, well, what does that have to do with anything? So I mean, who else has boxes? Pandora.
It's just if I may give you a counter.
Sure, go ahead. I mean, you're on this podcast too.
So, all right. Pretty much when Marvel has gone to I know you're going to tell me, yes, there were differences in Infinity War. Infinity War in the comics and Infinity War in the movies are pretty much the same thing. Things are changed, but it's Thanos wants to get the stones to snap away half of everybody. Whatever. I think Tobey Maguire and are going to show up, or Andrew Garfield are going to show up, and I think it's Mephisto. But that's all my theories. We talked a lot about Mephisto. I didn't mean to.
Yes, we might as well retitle this video Mephisto. Will he pop up?
Hey, you'll get plays. I guarantee you'll get plays.
Yeah.
Well, hey, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me. It's been fun. We got to talk about a lot of fun stuff today, more specifically, Mephisto.
Is he in this movie?
He might be.
Has it been confirmed?
The entire time Jonathan was
Jason certainly thinks so, right?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I don't know if you caught this. My sign turned red a couple of times. And
Jason's Mephisto.
Confirmed.
So, like I always tell you guys at the end of the episode, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Support us. It really helps us out a lot when you subscribe, when you like the video. Also, check us out on Instagram at Real Comic Book Cinema. You can also look us up on Facebook. Jason, Seth, would you guys like to talk about Mephisto anymore?
If you would like to hear me talk about Mephisto and all things Mephisto, check out Jason Explains It All. I sit down with really interesting people and, explain movies to them. And also check out Cinema Squad, which I am on with the man right below me or wherever he is.
Am I below you? I'm above you right now.
Yeah, on my screen, he's above you.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's below me on my screen.
I should be below because look at my name.
Yeah. Mephisto
confirmed.
But yeah, check it out.
Guys, I'm here.
All those things.
Sorry, I was meant to be here for WandaVision. I got a little late, got a little sidetracked. I'm here. How you doing?
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.
Happy Labor Day.
Go see Mephisto No Way Home.